Hey everyone, and welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're demystifying one of the most exciting and honestly kind of overwhelming milestones in your entire life, buying your first home. You've been saving up, you've been dreaming about it, you finally sit down with a lender, and bam, it happens. You get pre-approved for a mortgage. Suddenly, this huge goal feels incredibly real. But, as we're going to see today, getting that pre-approval is just the very first step. And if you don't fully understand what it actually means, well, it can easily lead you right into a financial trap.
Okay, let's dive into this. $650,000. For a lot of first-time buyers who don't spend their days reading finance textbooks, seeing a huge pre-approval number like this from the bank is an absolutely intoxicating feeling. I mean, suddenly you have this massive budget attached to your name. You're probably thinking, wow, no way, I can afford so much more than I thought. It's incredibly exciting. But that excitement, that's exactly where the biggest risks begin.
I really want to shatter that illusion right away. Think of your pre-approval like the speed limit on a highway. Just because the sign says 110 kilometers per hour does not mean it is always safe to drive that fast. It's a brilliant way to look at it, right? The bank is giving you a maximal legal limit, but they aren't looking at the weather. Pushing that absolute maximum limit in snow, heavy traffic, or bad visibility is incredibly dangerous. In the exact same way, your maximum borrowing limit isn't a safe target to hit, especially when life's weather gets a little rough.
So if you're not a finance expert, don't worry, we've got a really clear roadmap to completely demystify this whole process together. We're going to cover the pre-approval reality check, the hidden costs of homeownership, avoiding the house poor trap, the 3 numbers to know, and finally protecting your final mortgage. Let's get right into it.
Section 1. The Pre-Approval Reality Check, or as I like to call it, the disconnect between paper and reality.
Look, the absolute biggest mistake first-time buyers make is hearing that they're pre-approved for a huge amount and then immediately going out and searching for homes at the very top of that limit. Let's state this as clearly as possible. Your pre-approval is not your real budget. Even the Government of Canada explicitly warns that a mortgage pre-approval does not guarantee a final mortgage approval. And it absolutely does not mean that buying a house at that maximum number is comfortable, wise, or even sustainable for your actual day-to-day lifestyle. And this brilliantly illustrates why. There is a massive disconnect between you and the bank. The bank, well, they're basically a machine looking at a paper formula. They just see your income, your debts, your credit score, and your down payment. But the bank completely ignores your real-world lifestyle. They don't know you want to travel to Europe next year, they don't know you want to have kids soon, they don't know your car is 10 years old and making a weird clunking sound, and they certainly don't factor in your need for just basic peace of mind. A lender approves you for the top end of your borrowing ability, not the top end of your comfort zone.
Moving right along to Section 2, the hidden costs of home ownership. Let's talk about the iceberg effect. Here is the massive shock for most new buyers. Your actual mortgage payment is just the tiny tip of the iceberg. The Canada Mortgage and Housing Corporation, or CMHC, warns that the true cost of a home is made up of far, far more than just the purchase price. Your mortgage is literally just one piece of a very large puzzle.
Just think about what makes up the rest of that iceberg beneath the water. You've got property taxes, home insurance, utilities, condo fees, repairs and maintenance, closing fees like lawyers and land transfer taxes, emergency savings, and potential renewal rate changes down the line. It's incredibly overwhelming, but it proves exactly why 2 buyers with the exact same pre-approval amount need entirely different budgets. One buyer might have super low expenses and a ton of savings, another buyer might have student loans, family obligations, and zero emergency fund. On paper, they both qualify for the same amount, but in real life, their day-to-day reality is going to be vastly different.
Which brings us to Section 3, avoiding the house poor trap. This is what happens when your home owns your life.
This is the real, dangerous consequence of ignoring those hidden costs. What does it actually mean to be house poor? Well, it's a situation where you technically own the home, sure, but the home basically owns your life. After paying the mortgage, the taxes, the insurance, and the utilities, there is almost no money left over for basic living expenses or enjoyment. It creates extreme stress. You stop traveling, you stop saving. You can't even sleep peacefully because every single time the furnace makes a strange noise or the roof drips, it feels like a scary financial crisis. And let's be honest, that is not the dream you had in mind when you decided to buy a house.
So first-time buyers always ask, how much can I buy? I really want you to stop asking that. Instead, you need to ask, how much can I comfortably own? Changing that one single word from buy to comfortably own changes your entire financial future.
Let's move to Section 4 and see how this builds into your actual financial solution with the 3 numbers to know.
Forget all the complicated financial jargon. There are just 3 golden, simple numbers every single buyer needs to understand. Number 1 is your pre-approval number. We know this one by now. This is the maximum amount the lender says you might technically qualify for. It's a very useful number to act as a hard ceiling, but again, it is absolutely not the number you should blindly use to start shopping for houses.
Number 2 is your comfortable monthly payment. This is the amount you can actually handle paying every single month while still living your life. This number has to include your mortgage, your property taxes, your utilities, your insurance, and leave some breathing room for maintenance. Because it accounts for your real life, this second number is actually the absolute most crucial number of all.
And finally, number 3, your safe purchase price. This is the actual price range of the homes you should be looking at. It's the price that perfectly fits your comfortable monthly payment combined with your down payment and closing costs. This third number right here, this is your true target.
Which leads us to this absolute golden rule. Shop below your maximum to keep your options open. Buying below your maximum gives you room. Room to handle repairs, room to furnish the home, room to save, and room to handle it if interest rates go up later. The best first home isn't the biggest, newest, or most expensive one. The best first home is the one that builds your ownership value, your equity, and your stability without crushing your monthly cash flow.
Section 5. Protecting your final mortgage. Let's talk about the financial lockdown.
Look, you need to know that your pre-approval isn't the finish line. Lenders will check everything again right before closing. Your financial picture needs to stay in complete lockdown until the deal officially closes. You must keep your savings, your income, and your current debts perfectly stable. Do not buy a new car. Do not change jobs without talking to your broker first. Do not move large sums of money around blindly, and absolutely do not take on any new debt. If you mess up your finances here, the lender can, and trust me, they will, refuse the final mortgage.
Because at the end of the day, a smart buyer knows that the real goal isn't just buying a home. The real goal is buying a home you can keep. You want a home that provides stability, lets you sleep peacefully at night, and helps you build wealth over time. You definitely do not want a home that turns every little surprise into a total panic attack.
So I'll leave you with this final thought. Are you just buying a home, or are you buying a home you can keep? Take the time to really understand your true buying comfort zone. Fall in love with your numbers before you fall in love with a house. Thank you so much for joining me for this explainer, and we will catch you next time.